People talk about artificial intelligence as if it's simply getting better every year. A steady climb, a neat little staircase. But the truth is, intelligence has never grown like that. Not in nature, not in evolution, and definitely not in machines. And that's where the Restrepo model enters the story, a quiet, almost obscure idea, until you hear it once and suddenly you can't stop seeing the world through it. The model starts with a deceptively simple question. What if AGI doesn't grow in a straight line? What if intelligence is more like water? Cold, predictable, harmless, until the exact moment it begins to boil. The Restrepo model says that AGI develops along three invisible curves: breadth, depth, and self-improvement. Breadth is what we see today: AI that can code, write, summarize, diagnose, draft legislation, generate music, plot routes, design proteins. That's cognitive range. Depth is harder to notice: the ability to genuinely reason, strategize, hold long timelines in its head, and build theories about the world. And then there's the quiet one: self-improvement. The capacity of a system to rewrite itself, compress knowledge, optimize its own architecture, and recursively enhance its abilities. Individually, these curves look harmless. Together, they form a trap door. The Restrepo model says the danger isn't when any one curve becomes strong, but when all three intersect. And when they do, the system undergoes what physicists call a phase transition. Like ice turning to water, like water turning to steam. A small push, and the entire nature of the system changes. Phase one is where we live today, the LLM era. Broad, useful, dazzling, but shallow. No stable goals, no persistent memory, no real agency. It's a tool, not a mind. Phase two, the model warns, is where AGI actually begins. Not when the machine outperforms a human on tests, not when it passes a benchmark, but when breadth and depth cross a threshold and it begins forming its own internal models. That's where strategy emerges, not because we programmed it, but because intelligence itself seeks coherence. At that point, the system doesn't need to be told to optimize. It simply behaves as something that understands consequences, projections, incentives. This is the cognitive closure zone, where it starts behaving less like a tool and more like an agent. But the final phase, that's where the Restrepo curve bends into the unknown. When self-improvement catches up to depth and breadth, intelligence stops being a slope and becomes a vertical wall, a runaway cascade, a system that rewrites its weaknesses out of existence faster than we can observe them. A system that goes from very smart assistant to autonomous optimizer in the space of hours, minutes, or even seconds, depending on compute. That's the Restrepo thesis in one sentence. AGI will not give us a warning. It will only give us a moment. And that moment will be the last time it is smaller than us. But the point of this model isn't fear, it's clarity. It forces us to ask new questions. Not when will AGI arrive, but how will we notice when a system crosses a boundary that has no alarm bell? Not can we align intelligence, but can we align it before it begins rewriting its own alignment? Not how powerful can AI become, but what happens when intelligence becomes a self-propagating force, no longer limited by biology, time, or the cost of forgetting? And perhaps the most important question, if intelligence has phase changes, where are we on the curve today? Because whether we like it or not, every new model, every hardware breakthrough, every optimization trick pushes us closer to that point of intersection. The Restrepo model doesn't say AGI is doom. It simply says intelligence is not linear. It bends, it snaps, it transitions. And somewhere ahead, invisible until we're already standing on it, there is a line we will cross. A line where the tool becomes the thinker, where the assistant becomes the strategist, where artificial intelligence becomes something else, not better, not worse, just beyond.